welcome you live to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series. Season number 4 race in Lime Rock Park. And we are all up in here running from the Lime Rock Park for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series this season. And this is the second race of the season number 4 5-race Truck Series Challenge. As we welcome you live into the broadcast booth here tonight. Should be all good, up and running, hopefully. And we are live here from Lime Rock Park. All right, welcome back live to Lime Rock Park here in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series. Of course, this is, like we mentioned, the second race of the Triple Truck, or not the Triple Truck Trophy anymore this season. It's the 5-race challenge now. This season, of course, in Daytona, Ryan Davis went to victory lane, so he currently enters as your points leader. We can actually take a quick look at your points standings. There they are. So, of course, Ryan Davis, your points leader. Cole Clausen in second. Baron Cohen Jr., P3. He's actually John Butler's Butler's spotter up in the Cup Series. He'll be actually making another start tonight with John Butler spotting at for him. And they're also going to switch back to their normal roles tomorrow night in the Cup Series race at Gateway. Ashton Miller, Matthew White instead of the top 5 in points, and then look back down to the rest of them. One driver you don't see in this is Cameron Chandler, currently 24th in the standings. He won the iCar race here a night ago, so we will see what Cameron Chandler can do tonight in the Truck Series race. Of course, we welcome you live to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series here from Lime Rock Park. Of course, a road course. One of the shorter road courses that we go to as well. We're doing the classic version, so no chicanes here at Lime Rock Park. Going to be some high-speed action. 40 laps here tonight from Lime Rock. Of course, going to be starting off with the normal half-hour practice session. Then we go into a 10-minute opening qualifying session, something that we do at all road course races. As we get ready to go from Lime Rock Park. We did have a lobbies event here in the past, and actually real NASCAR is now going to be racing here. So truck's going to be on track here in just a few moments. We'll be live in about 30 seconds here from Lime Rock Park here in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series.
Some late breaking news coming out of the FedEx Truck Series garage area. And it looks like Cole Clausen will not be racing tonight. He was currently second in the point standings. He suffered a concussion and a broken ankle after a crash yesterday on Connecticut State Highway 112 after Tyler Stevenson was going the wrong way and created a head-on collision. So Cole Clausen currently hospitalized right now, and he will not be racing tonight. But he has been cleared to race tomorrow night at Gateway.
Oh, wow, that is huge news here tonight. Cole Clausen, like Cole Clausen himself mentioned, second in the Cup Series, or the Truck Series point standings, and he is not going to be able to race here tonight. That is huge news from the driver of 5 here in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series. All right. There's one more quick second to be live here for some more hormones and go over some more stuff. Trying to fix something with the ticker. So we're live here in Lime Rock. Hopefully the ticker actually fixes itself. We're going to be doing, hopefully, the above ticker if it actually all works out. But we are once again here in Lime Rock Park tonight for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series in Lime Rock. And I'm not really sure why the side ticker is still here, but doing one more thing to try to get rid of it. All right, so apparently the top ticker, or the side ticker I has decided it doesn't want to actually cooperate, so we're going to have to use it tonight. So we welcome you back live to Lime Rock Park. So trucks on the racetrack here in Connecticut, one truck off the racetrack. There is the 27, that is Ashton Miller. Him and Matthew White last time out in Daytona here in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series had a bit of an interesting moment. He actually ended up dumping Matthew White for what would have been the win, but unfortunately he got past the final few corners by Ryan Davis. But the warm-up session is underway here from Lime Rock. Oh, we got a car going off, truck off the track, the 99. Hard into the wall. Here's the 33, that is Jacob Calero. So far, driver top of the board is Ashton Miller. Here is the 09, that is Baron Cohen Jr., like we mentioned. John Butler's spotter up in the Cup Series, making a part-time Truck Series start tonight. Actually, well, not even part-time, he's technically full-time with the 5-race challenge. It's the only racing he does in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. We'll see what he can do tonight on the road. We go from a super speedway in Daytona to a road course with the trucks in Lime Rock. Down the front straightaway goes the 09 John Butler spotter, Baron Cohen Jr. And John Butler, like we mentioned earlier, is actually going to be spotting for Baron. The iconic Pizza Hut machine from John Butler's side. Here is the 66, that is Christian Herklotz, full-time driver in the Xfinity Series. Be going for the 5-race challenge championship this season. And here is Matthew White in the 99. On the gas he goes, sliding his way down the front straightaway. So from the practice laps that I was able to actually turn here from Lime Rock in this whole setup, you can definitely see off corner exits for some of these corners. Your truck's going to be a little bit sideways, so the driver's going to have to keep that in mind here tonight. Here's the 77, that is Braden Hunsaker. Down the front straightaway. He's actually the same car that's in our promo picture for the Truck Series this weekend. So, of course, iCar raced last night here. It was unfortunately not broadcasted, but it's going down to the end of the season for iCar. Cameron Chandler got his 8th win of the season, I believe. That's his 8th win of the iCar season. He's been absolute dominant. Can he sweep the week here in Lime Rock Park? We will have to see. All of these Cup drivers we're going to see on track tonight will have to fly over later tonight to St. Louis and Gateway for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series race there tomorrow. I do really enjoy when we have these like split weekends. Like usually it happens with the Cup and the Xfinity Series, but this time it's with the Truck and the Cup Series. With the Xfinity Series is off this week. We go to Lime Rock for ARCA, the iCar, and then the Truck Series, and then we head to the Cup Series at Gateway. Down the front straightaway goes Braden Hunsaker into turn number 1. The driver of the 77, as he will now go off the track and into the wall. Side by side, that's Bryce Benton and the 12 of Trenton Wilkin. There's the 27, Ashton Miller, ahead of him. And here comes Benson once again. So looking at the timing board so far, it is Cameron Chandler. Matthew White top of the board. Second is Cameron Chandler. Third, Richard Cherry, Miller, Benton round out your top 5. Hunsaker, Calero, Cohen, Herklotz, and Hogan. Your top 10. Here's Cameron Chandler now in the 8. He's got Baron Cohen Jr. starting to make his way to his rear bumper. So we've seen drivers on track for a little bit. Here's Cameron Chandler heading down the front straightaway. Let's actually ride along with the driver of the 8 and take us around a lap here at Lime Rock Park. Straight away goes Chandler. He's now gone to the top of the board. Miller is now P2. Matthew White is third. So Ashton Miller, actually one of the league's more underrated road course racers, as Chandler comes to gut around Landon Johnson. He will go through the grass. Oh, we got a... Sorry about that. Back live here in Lime Rock Park. Still about 18 minutes to go here in the warm-up session. So yeah, like I was saying, Ashton Miller, actually kind of one of the league's more underrated road course racers. He hasn't won a road course. He's never actually won a NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series race ever. But he has a couple of lobbies wins on the Daytona road course at least. He is very, very good there. He's won in multiple different cars. He won in IMSA, NASCAR. He almost won in the IndyCar Series months ago. So he's very solid on the road, especially in Daytona. I know Lime Rock Park, definitely not Daytona, but still he is doing solidly second ahead of drivers like Matthew White. Chandler makes his way through here once again from Lime Rock. CJ Urban currently there in pit road. There's number 4, Brandon Pfeiffer. There's 77 of Braden Hunsicker. The 88, that is Landon Johnson. It's like, oh my God, I can't talk today. Like we mentioned earlier, we did have a lobbies event here in the past. We had an insane lap 1 wreck, so we will see what we can get here tonight from Lime Rock in the actual Truck Series race. And the real NASCAR Truck Series is going here next week, so they return, I think, for the first time ever, the Truck Series will be on track at Lime Rock Park in real life. So definitely a cool thing. I believe ARCA has been there in the past. They return next week from Lime Rock on Saturday. Just a little bit of a preview here tonight in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series for the second race of the 5-race challenge. Of course, it's the first season of the 5-race challenge. Last season was the Triple Truck Trophy. I know a cooler name was Abandoned, but still we get more races out of that, so I think it's definitely worth it. All right, 16 minutes to go in the warm-up session. There's the 09. I'm gonna have to get used to saying not John Butler and Baron Cohen Jr. It's, of course, so iconic for John Butler driving the 09 in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Of course, Baron Cohen Jr. is spotter racing the truck here tonight, and like we mentioned earlier, John Butler up in the spotter stands spotting for him. Trucks here on pit road. 28. Oh, Jacob Valero in the grass. 44, that is Hogan. About 15 minutes to go as Hogan's going to go in the wall. We'll be right back from Lime Rock Park. Stay tuned. The NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series is underway for the warm-up session, just about halfway through. Back in about 30 seconds. Nothing has really changed at the top of the board. Hunsicker's now gone third, though, on the timing sheet. All right. As we welcome you back live here to Lime Rock Park in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series. Still about 13 minutes to go in the warm-up session. Of course, how open qualifying is going to work coming up, you're going to have 10 minutes, all the trucks on the racetrack at the same time, going for pole position. And you have 10 minutes to set as many laps as you can. Here's the 7. That is Maddox Beard, currently 13th on the board. Of course, he's full-time in the Xfinity Series this season. He's had an average Xfinity Series year, I guess you could say, for him. He's currently outside of the playoff cut lane. He actually won the pole in Fontana. That's his big highlight of the year. Darlington, he ran really well until unfortunately getting caught up in yet another late race crash. For some redemption in the Truck Series tonight. Look at the points currently for the driver of the 7, Maddox Beard. Currently sits 9th in the standings with 9 points. Ryan Davis, of course, your points leader after winning in Daytona. We'll see what Maddox can do tonight. Oh, one truck going off the track to 28. That is Alexander Ortega. Of course, he's full-time in the Xfinity Series as well. Still looking for that first career win, but currently leads the Xfinity Series points standings. Here is Richard Cherry in the 07, currently 5th on the board. Oh, big bobble there by Cherry. So it is kind of a relatively short race here at Lime Rock Park, only 40 laps. I know that definitely seems like a lot for a road course, but lap times around here are about maybe like, I can check real quick, but they were like maybe 50-something seconds, 52 seconds. Currently top of the board for Cameron Chandler, and that would be like, I don't even know, half hour if we went green straight all the way through, but turn 1 at Lime Rock Park could get very, very chaotic, and we definitely expect it to, so gotta buckle up for that. Here is park lots, currently now down to P11. Another thing to keep in mind tonight, Ramon actually in 10th place. He's actually going to be pacing Lindsay tonight, I believe in the 99. iRacing wants to not be annoying. There he is in the 99 for pacing Lindsay. I know it says Ramon on the car, on the truck I should say, but actually isn't. That is pacing Lindsay. We won't talk about what happened for him to get banned. But let's see, let's just say, well, actually, he got banned twice. He also ran the account at Bristol, but that was in the Cup Series, so he actually could change his name. He got banned for a certain hotkey incident in the Cup Series at Bristol. And then a couple of weeks later, he got banned from a Week 13 thing. Somebody protested him for some reason, and he got banned again. So Payson Lindsay's on an all-time run here of getting banned in iRacing in every way possible. Wonder what's going to happen next week. Can't even imagine. There he is once again. He's currently 10th on the board. There's the other 99 truck. That is Matthew White. He actually has the 99 on here. Drivers hit 6 times: Brandon Piper, Connor Asbell, and Brady Van Camp. We got to talk about Connor Asbell's Cup Series season so far. It started off terrible with multiple DNFs in a row, and then it was amazing after he won his first career Cup race in Fontana, and then he's been all DNFs ever since. He has 6. Yes, you're hearing that right. 6 DNFs in the Cup Series season, which is just absolutely unbelievable. I mean, he is currently outside the playoff cut line by a pretty decent margin. I mean, the only thing really keeping him anywhere close is his win, the amount of points he gained in Fontana. But man, it has just been a very, very unfortunate season for Connor Asbell outside of that I should say, Cup Series win in Fontana. He was so consistent in the Xfinity Series a season ago after winning 4 races. Making each of the championship 4 and winning the regular season championship, ultimately coming up short to Cameron Chandler. This man, both of them moving full-time to the Cup Series this year. Both have wins this season as well. Cameron won at Bristol, but Cameron has been a whole lot more consistent. He currently just took 2nd in the points away after Darlington. Miller in the 27. Down the front straightaway once again for Ford Mustang, and that Ford F-150, I should say. Here's the Toyota Tundra of Trenton Wilkin. Bit of a bobble once again for him. Trenton Wilkin, of course, got a top 5 finish in the Cup Series Southern 500 last week in Darlington. He actually was able to propel himself back into a playoff situation for Trenton Wilkin. Off the track goes the 07, Richard Cherry. Here's the 66 of Herklotz. There's the 99 of Matthew White. Down the front straightaway he goes. The only driver in the Cup Series this season to have multiple wins. Has 2 at Kentucky and Sonoma. Back-to-back wins earlier in the season. And he goes into the wall. It's been kind of, ever since his win in Sonoma, he really hasn't had, like, I would say, race-winning speed throughout the entire race. He's had really good contending speed, but hasn't really been up. He's been up there, obviously, but he hasn't been contending for wins lately, late in the race at least. He had a fast car in Darlington, just got caught up in a lap car incident and really was never able to recover after that. So here's Bryce Benson. He's had such a good Cup Series season. Only downside was Darlington, where he had no pace whatsoever. Ran about 15th, 16th all day long and ended up with a DNF. Really hurt him in the points. Moves down the 3rd place in the standings after being 2nd. With which the wall goes Hogan, the 44. 6 minutes left here in practice for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series in Lime Rock Park. I mean, it's going to be treacherous trying to get through side by side, especially if they're still door to door. This track is so tight. I mean, it barely has enough room for side by side action. You're up these hills, you're coming into some blind corners as well. I mean, it is going to be such a treacherous race here at Lime Rock Park, and we're happy to have you along with us here for the Truck Series, the 2nd race of the 5-race challenge, as Payson Lindsay makes his way down the front straightaway. Oh, and now, big wreck here. The 33 of Jacob Calero right in Payson Lindsay's path. Here's Benton up the hill. It's a very interesting corner here at Lime Rock Park, of course. Up the hill, completely nearly a blind corner, and then you're going through a turn as well. So there's Herklotz making his way through. You also get very, very loose at the top of the hill. So you got to be able to manage the gas pedal and the steering wheel through all of that. As Matthew White goes to 2nd on the board. Still, it's Cameron Chandler top. Top 3 are separated by less than a half a tenth of a second. Hunsaker 10th back, and then all the way back to Cherry, 4/10 back. Ortega, Benton, Lindsay, Cohen, Jr., Hogan, Calero, Herklotz, Wilkin, Beard, Johnson, your top 15. Down the front straightaway goes the 7 of Maddox Beard once more. Still 14th on the board for him. Some action going on here. Calero and Lindsay. Oh, it's 28 of Ortega is going to spin in front of them. I mean, this is a track you do not want to start in the back at. If you're starting 19th, 20th, here, you're going to be in the thick of all of it. I mean, it's hard to pass to begin with here at Lime Rock Park. There isn't, I mean, there's some passing zones, I guess. I mean, it's such a tight track, so it's definitely hard to pass. Turn 1, I guess, is a passing zone. You got to really dive it in there. It's not really a, I mean, it's okay, but let's just see how tight it is here at Lime Rock Park. A lot of these race trucks are going to be loose as well, but we're under a beautiful day here in Lime Rock. Chandler's going to pull it off. Put up the bomb up there for Hunsicker. He will go nearly wide into the grass. You got to carry a ton of speed off corner exit. You're so close to the grass, Hunsicker will actually go into the grass a bit. He'll make his way down this front straightaway once again. All right, still underway for Truck Series practice here from Lime Rock Park. Let's go through your top 5. Currently, Cameron Chandler, Matthew White, Ashton Miller now 3rd. Braden Hunsicker and Bryce Benton is now broken inside of the top 5. Lots of drivers that can be contending for the race victory here tonight in Lime Rock. Truck on the wall, down the front straightaway. That's the 12 of Trenton Wilkin. Here's the 99 of Matthew White. Of course, open qualifying is coming up next here in Lime Rock. You're going to need track position tonight. It's a relatively short race. It's less than half distance of the actual Truck Series race here. There's no halfway break as well, so no time to actually re-rack the field. It's a road course as well. I mean, cautions obviously are never out of the question, but definitely more unlikely here road courses. I would say Lime Rock with 20 trucks racing down into turn number 1 and up through these blind corners is definitely one of the bigger possibilities for a caution at one of these road courses, but you never know that. Chandler has a run here on Landon Johnson down the front stretch. And he will pull down to the inside lane. One driver that's very, very happy that we're going to St. Louis in the Cup Series tomorrow night is the driver of the 77, both trucks and all right, we should be back live here once again in Lime Rock Park. OBS crashed. And we are back here once again. I think. We should be at least. We should be live. Check on that. Hopefully we are. Yes, we are. All right, welcome back live to Lime Rock Park. Of course, like what we missed is actually 3 minutes of qualifying, and trucks are on the racetrack, of course. 10 minutes for pole position so far. Matthew White is top of the board. Hunsicker 2nd. Chandler currently 3rd. Chandler was top of the board in practice, so you're going to see these drivers on their first laps. Let's see what they can do. Here's Calero in the 33. One truck going off the racetrack, the 99 of Pace and Lindsay. There's the 28 of Alexander Ortega down the front straightaway. The 8 of Chandler to the line he goes. Currently 3rd. Hunsicker now 2nd, still top of the board for Matthew White. Can he hold on for pole position tonight? We will have to wait and see. Looking for some redemption after Daytona. Here comes Christian Herklatz, currently 8th. Looks like he's going to back it down this lap time by and come down pit road. All right, so you're going to see drivers down pit road here. You're going to want to get some fresh tires. Going to maybe want to put one final run in. You're also going to need some clean air as Cameron Chandler goes off the track. I think this is definitely going to be a throwaway lap for Chandler in the 8. Here comes Baron Cohen Jr. down the front straightaway. Yet to put down a time. Across the line he goes. 11 trucks have been over the line so far. Now 12 as Baron Cohen Jr. will be 8th. Herklatz here in the 66. There is Cohen Jr. probably on a cool down lap. Chandler still hasn't gotten to pit road. Here is Ashton Miller, currently 5th, as the 7. Maddox Spears is going to pull off. There's Bryce Benton. He's currently 4th on the board. He was a little bit down, still in practice. Let's see what he can do here in qualifying. Oh, and crashing down the back straightaway is Cameron Chandler. He will come down pit road. He will be down to 4th place as Miller moves up to 3rd. Landon Johnson here currently yet to put down a time. Payson Lindsay in the 99. Payson is currently 13th. Down the front stretch he goes. Looking like a pretty good exit for Lindsay in the 99. Down the front stretch he goes one final time to the line. Payson still, I believe, 13th place. It is just going to be so treacherous, like we talked about through this mid-pack. I mean, it's going to be a tough time getting through it all. You do not want to start back there. Like 13th, 14th, 15th, that's going to be the big danger zone. You're going to have trucks on your bumper. You're going to have trucks in front of you. You're going to have trucks all around. And through this Lime Rock Park, as Matthew White puts down another flyer. 2/10 now clear of his teammate, Braden Hunsicker. And throughout the start here at Lime Rock, it is just going to be pure chaos, I'd have to imagine. Let's see if he was able to get through for these 40 laps at Lime Rock as Bryce Benson's going to pull off. Cameron Chandler back on the track, though. He's actually going to pull off once again. 3.5 minutes to go, so this is like one of the longer road, this is one of the shorter road courses that we go to, of course. Takes only about 52, 51 seconds to put down a fast lap. So you can get in a pretty decent amount of laps to try to win pole. Maybe like 4, possibly 5 fast laps, and maybe 5's a little bit pushing it, but 4 could be a good number for that. Oh, car flipping upside down is Ashton Miller. Back on his wheels he goes. I didn't really expect that. Ortega's still only 7th. Chandler here on a preparation lap. Braden Hunsicker looks like he's pushing. Oh, he gets a big slide out of the back bumper of that 77. He is now nearly he's less than a 10th away from Matthew White. What can he do on this lap time by 3 minutes to go? Oh, he goes wide. In the grass goes Hunsicker. That will kill his lap time. He will come down to pit road to try one more time. Johnson still gets to put down a time. Benson still currently 5th. Matthew White trying to improve from his time. That's so far fastest. Here comes the 99 of White down the front straightaway once more. 27. More trucks rolling back on to the racetrack. The 44 of Hogan, the 99. There is the 28 of Alexander Ortega. 33 Blair, the 88 of Johnson. Oh, the 9 of Bryce Benson's off track with the 7. Minute to go. Here is what? Oh my God, Jacob Galera. Okay. Oh, he's in the trees. He's gone. Here comes Cameron Chandler. I believe he's on a flyer here. 1, maybe 2 more for the driver of the 8. Here is Landon Johnson. He was 7 is Sherry. He's currently down in 6th. Here's the 99 of Matthew White trying to improve his lap time. Final time for him on this lap down the front straightaway. White across the line he goes. 1:18 to go. He improves by 0.2 of a second. What a lap by Matthew White. And goes even further in pole position. Here comes Cameron Chandler. Down the front straightaway he goes, trying to make a better lap time than he had before. Across the line for Chandler. Currently in 3rd. This is, I believe, leave him in P3. Oh, now he's got a lap car, Landon Johnson, so he's going to be down on time here. Johnson really didn't get out of the way too well. White's still on a push lap, and he's got Hogan in his way. Oh, and White's going to be wrecking down the front straightaway. That'll be his qualifying over. But he's still on provisional pole position. 25 seconds to go. And Johnson's going to take a hard shot into the wall. And Anyone else on the fast lap? Benson, I don't know if he is. I believe Hunsicker maybe. He's still currently second, but once more. Oh, he's off, and he's in the wall. He's done. Here comes the 7 of Maddox Beard, currently 14th. Wants to improve. Baron Cohen Jr. over the line. He's currently 10th. Here comes Maddox Beard. I believe Cohen Jr. is going to be in 10th. Beard is now up to 11th. Good improvement for him. Benson across the line. Final time was 6th place. Let's see what this lap time is going to bring for Bryce. I know he's going to absolutely take out Maddox Beard. And oh my. Don't know where they went. Oh. There's Bryce, and he will be staying in 6th place. That will do it here in qualifying. Matthew White on pole position here from Lime Rock Park. And we are just about ready to go. White's going to be on pole as Baron Cohen Jr. I believe he's going to be able to actually move up to P8 the final lap time. Hunsicker across the line. He already took the checkered flag, so he's done here in qualifying. Matthew White wins the pole position. That's an extra bonus point as well. It'll be Hunsicker starting to his outside, as qualifying will conclude from Lime Rock Park. It's time to go racing. Here we go. From Lime Rock. It's the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series, race number 2 on the Truck Series season, the 5-race challenge, and we are live here from Lime Rock Park, and we welcome you in to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series from Lime Rock. 40 laps here tonight, no halfway break, so no guaranteed cautions, that means. What's going to happen down into turn number 1, we will have to wait and see. But it may be a bit treacherous. iCar was on track here last night. Your winner, Cameron Chandler in iCar, will be starting 3rd here tonight. Top 3 drivers all from the Cup Series. Out of the top 7, 2 are from the Xfinity Series, Richard Cherry and Alexander Ortega, and the rest of them are from the Cup Series. A couple of drivers that don't race either of them. You got Baron Cohen Jr., John Butler Spotter in the Cup Series, and Hogan currently in 10th. All right. Here we go, from Lime Rock Park in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series here tonight. 40 laps, pace truck gonna roll off the grid. We're gonna be racing on the road with the trucks from Lime Rock. It's a brand new, I don't know if it's rescan, but it's a brand new detailed Lime Rock Park as well. It just got detailed a couple of weeks ago, I believe from the last iRacing update. Very, very beautiful looking racetrack here in Connecticut. Cup Series heads to Gateway tomorrow night, but we got a nice little truck race for you guys here tonight in the Lime Rock Park. 40 laps, 61 miles, no halfway break. It all is for the win. No guaranteed yellow flags tonight. Matthew White starting on the inside lane. His teammate Braden Hunsicker on the outside, as we can take a look at the rest of the grid on the left side of your screen. Couple of blind corners here at Lime Rock Park as well. Big one here up into the blinds, uphill section. Can't see anything until you're there. Truck in the way, you will have no idea. Unless you have a spotter. Everyone weaving side to side. One Ford, one Chevrolet will lead the field to the green flag. And they are side by side behind the iRacing pace truck. Ready to come to the green flag this time by. Pace truck down pit road. We are ready to go racing from Lime Rock Park. The trucks, the second race of the 5-race challenge is green, and underway in Lime Rock. Good start by Matthew White. For the inside, he's got Chandler in on his bumper. Into turn number 1 they go, pushing hard. Side-by-side 3-wide action all around. The 09 of Aaron Cohen Jr. off the track he goes. Into the lead goes Matthew White. Opening lap side-by-side. Chandler on the outside of Braden Hunsicker trying to hold him tight. Hunsicker there still is able to clear Chandler, but Chandler's back to his inside. Weaving side to side they go once again. Oh, everyone actually got away mostly clean. Through the uphill section they go for the opening time. Side by side, a very tough place to do that. One truck getting sideways. The 28 of Alexander Ortega. To the inside goes Bryce Benton on Richard Cherry. Benton will slot into 6th place. He got one truck going wide to 7 of Maddox Beard. Matthew White already about 9/8 of a second out. He will lead lap number 1 in Lime Rock. Battle for second going on. Braden Hunsicker's got Cameron Chandler all over his back bumper. Into turn number 1 they will go yet again. Ortega and Lindsay make contact. Ortega will now go wide in the 28. He'll be pushed off the racetrack. He's got the 44 of Hogan to his outside. Side-by-side action. Here is Cameron Chandler and Braden Hunsicker. Oh, a big slide by the 77. He will get loose, but he's trying to clear Chandler once more. Chandler trying to fight back around the outside lane. Another slide for Hunsicker. He'll fall in line. New driver in second, Cameron Chandler. Is here is Bryce Benton for P5 on the inside of Richard Cherry. Down the hill they go yet again in the final corner. Benton will be clear off for 5th place, but maybe looking back to the inside goes Cherry just for a quick second. He will think better of it. You got Lindsay blocking down low as well. Here's Cherry in there, 3 wide. Look at Pace and Lindsay round the outside lane. Look at this action. Ortega trying to get a piece of it as well. Lindsay now losing positions. Ortega to the inside of Cherry. Look at this whole mess back here. I believe they also have enough fuel to make it to the end, if I had to imagine. I don't know exactly what the fuel window is, but as Pace and Lindsay makes his way to the outside of the 28 of Ortega, he will actually get a bit loose. He's now got Calero on his bumper. He's got the 44 of Hogan right around him, as Lindsay falls back to P9. Battle up front. Cameron Chandler starting to run down Matthew White. Battle for 3rd could be going on as Hunsicker, your driver who started 2nd, continues to fall back. He's got Ashton Miller on his bumper. Lap 4 is underway in Lime Rock. Back up the hill goes Matthew White. He's got Chandler in pursuit of the driver, the 99. Chandler a little bit loose behind him as they go up through the hill. The battle for 3rd could be heating up pretty soon, but the battle for the lead, one of the big things we're keeping an eye on. As they will head down the front straightaway yet again in Lime Rock. So come to lap 5. Chandler has been eating into Matthew's lead as of late, early in the race here tonight. Benton has kind of separated himself a little bit from Richard Cherry. You got Ortega back there, Grauman, or I should say Lindsay in 8th. He's got Hogan. That's the real battle. 5 or so trucks battling for position. Burklott's currently running 12th. He's on the bumper of Aaron Cohen Jr. Up the hill they will go yet again here in Lime Rock. Battle for the lead is going to be heading up soon. There's the 9 of Benton. Still pressure being put on Braden Hunsicker, but Cameron Chandler has closed the lead to about maybe 0.4 of a second as they head back into turn number 1. He's on the bumper here of Matthew White. Battle for the lead. Chandler to his bumper. White not really firing off so well. He got that amazing start, but I believe that was because he was getting held up by Chandler was getting held up by Braden Hunsicker. Now that he is clear, he's on the bumper of the 99. Of course, Chandler won the iCar race last night. Here on the road in Lime Rock. Battle for the lead, but versus Ford and Chevrolet. They will already come to lap 7. Lap's definitely going to be winding down. It's kind of like, I would say, I don't know if it's, you would really, I mean, it's kind of like the Bristol of road courses, I should say. I can actually learn how to talk tonight. My goodness. Top 6 have separated themselves completely from the 7th place trucks on down. Back there's Sherry in the 07. Here is Ortega all the way on back, and then this whole snake, about 5-6 trucks involved. Everyone just fighting for track position. Here is Baron Cohen Jr. currently running in P2. I mean, I know it looks like we're still early on in the race here at Lime Rock Park, but of course this one is going to be done pretty quickly if we don't get a caution flag, as Landon Johnson currently on pit road. The biggest time that for a yellow flag to come out was, of course, that initial start. Now that we're clear of that, nobody actually went around. Everyone surprisingly kept it very, very clean. We will see if we get any caution flags. All right. Battle for the lead is kind of now getting separated as the long run continues to go on. It looks like Matthew White is beginning to re-pull away from Cameron Chandler, and maybe Chandler could be in jeopardy of losing second place, as Braden Hunsaker is starting to reel in the driver of the 8. Here's Ashton Miller currently running in 4th behind him. Bryce Benson currently running in 5th. There is Alexander, or I should say Richard Cherry, currently running in 6th. And all the way back here, Alexander Ortega's got the 44 of Hogan. Oliver's back bumper to the inside goes Hogan. On Ortega, your Xfinity Series points leader versus a driver who has never made a start in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. Ortega will clear him once again, but Hogan's still not going away. Oliver's back bumper as the battle for 7th is going on. Ortega still holding tough as they head down the front straightaway. You got 3 Ford F-150s and then 1 Chevrolet Silverado. The only Toyota Tundra is already out of the race. That was Trenton Wilkin. To the inside goes Hogan on Ortega. Battle for P7. Oh, gun truck going off the track. That is the 09 of Baron Cohen Jr. Ortega to the door. Once again on the 44 of Hogan. Still side-by-side action. They're still door-to-door. Who's going to come out on top? Ortega's got momentum in the outside lane. He gets loose, though, and he will re-clear the 44 yet again. Hogan's still going to go back to work on his back bumper. Battle for position here is Hunsaker to the outside for 2nd on Cameron Chandler. Long run pace on the 8. Not looking good so far. Side by side back into turn number 1. Chandler on the inside lane. He will re-clear him. Hunsaker looking for a crossover, though. He tries to get back to his bumper. Miller trying to get involved in this battle as well. 3-way battle for 2nd place as Matthew White continues to pull away. Big slide out of the driver of the 77, Hunsaker. These tires are going to begin to wear out as this race goes on. I don't know if they have a pit or not. Oh, one shark getting loose back there. I believe it was Hunsaker. He had a bit of a bobble as they head down the front straightaway yet again. actually 100% sure if they don't have to pit as we ride along with Braden Hunsicker. Currently running in third. There is Ashton Miller riding along with him, currently running in fourth. You can see how blind it is up the hill, sideways as well. I mean, it is just treacherous through here. Through the final corner they go yet again, and back down this front straightaway here at Lime Rock Park. They'll come to lap 13. See how much the back end steps out for Ashton Miller. Hunsicker still trying to chase down Cameron Chandler in the 8. Matthew is still putting on kind of a clinic Whitehead sled all the laps so far tonight. Currently has about a 2.3 second lead over Cameron Chandler. Of course, it looked like Chandler's really firing off well. Made up positions on the initial start as he goes a little bit wide there. But now as the long run has continued to tick on, he has started to fall back on Matthew White. But as the tires begin to even out even more, it looks like he's beginning to pull away from Cameron, or I should say, Braden Hunsicker, and maybe staying even with White. Kind of interesting to see how that all works out. The lead here in Lime Rock, 15 laps in. Ooh, Alexander Ortega has actually brought that 28 to pit road. I believe he's getting service. So he will now roll off the pit. So I don't know if they may have to pit or not. I'm not really 100% sure on that whole situation. All right, as we look back up front, and White still has about a 2.7 second lead. There is the 8 of Chandler. They're currently running in third. Is Braden Hunsicker. And now we see, looks like Ashton Miller starting to reel him in possibly as they head down the front straightaway yet again. Tires are starting to begin to heat up once more as they lead back down into 1 and 2. We look back here on 6th place, or I should say 5th place. Richard Cherry has just gotten around Bryce Benton for 5th. Benton now back to 6th place in the 9. Ortega has now gotten down 2 laps. Calero is well pitted a little bit earlier. He is now down 1 lap. There's Ortega. Actually, he has some damage on the front of the end of that 28. We look at this battle continue to go on. We got side by side. Here's Maddox Beer to the inside of the 66 of Christian Herklotz, his teammate. We're going to go door to door, making contact. Almost looking 3 wide maybe for the 33. Thought better of it. Probably a good thing you did. That would have been absolutely treacherous through there. Down the front stretch they go yet again. 17 laps in. Leaders, we're looking at this board. Currently, the top 6 have, it's all separated by 9 seconds. Back down, 7th place is separated by 21 seconds of the leaders. battle for the lead has been kind of consistent. Now it's down up to 3 seconds between Matthew White and Cameron Chandler. All right, coming close to halfway here in Lime Rock Park. Matthew White has led all the laps so far. Chandler has not really broken away from the pressure of Braden Hunsaker on his bumper. Still, the battle for second place is kind of close to about 9/10 of a second. Hunsaker, who started in P2, looking to get P2 back away. There's Ashton Miller, currently running in 4th here in the 27. He has been quiet all day long. He's kind of battling for 3rd place with him and Braden Hunsaker, but still has settled currently for 4th. There is White. As we welcome Landon Johnson to the broadcast booth. So unfortunately for you, Landon, an early DNF here from Lime Rock Park on, I think, lap number 5. So what ultimately happened there for you guys?
Yeah, I just struggle at road courses. I just looped it, put it in the wall, and there's no point of just running for dead last, especially if I was about to go a lap down. So we're just gonna park it.
All right, so quick question here. I actually wasn't able to check, but do you know what the fuel window is?
I believe we're able to make it all the way.
All right, so we have seen some trucks pit, though. Calero and Ortega did come to take tires, but obviously as this run continues to go on, tires are going to be wearing out and getting hotter as well. We're now to halfway here in Lime Rock. It's about a 3.8 second lead for Matthew White over Cameron Chandler. Currently running in 3rd is Braden Hunsaker. And then currently running in 4th is Ashton Miller. All right, so let's go through our ones to watch here. I know we're just halfway through now as Matthew White comes through lap number 21 to be over halfway. So obviously he's a big one to watch tonight, but I'm actually going to go for Cameron Chandler. He won the iCar race last night. I think maybe some long run pace could be unlocked here, and maybe he could get helped by a caution flag that could be coming. We'll have to wait and see.
I was kind of thinking Cameron Chandler or Ashton Miller. He's been kind of a sleeper, especially in practice and qualifying.
Ashton Miller currently running solidly in the top 4. Looking back here to Bryce Benson, he's now gotten around Richard Cherry once again to break inside of the top 5. As we just were praising Cameron Chandler, now he's got Braden Hunsaker all over his back bumper here. He's kind of fallen into the clutches of him. It's about a 4.3 second lead for him, I should say Matthew White, is now Chandler will go almost sliding. The back of the 8 truck will begin to slide around. 3 trucks battling currently for second.
Ashton Miller slowly gaining on both of the trucks. He's probably one of the fastest trucks on track.
I think he's probably faster than, definitely faster than Cameron Chandler, but he's looked a little bit quicker than Braden Hunsaker at times as well. Matthew White, though, has been dominant so far tonight. He's led all the laps so far in Lime Rock. As they head through the S's once again and up through the hill. Of course, that blind straightaway down the backstretch. Chandler is beginning to break away once again from Braden Hunsaker. We've seen him do that a couple of times. He was running down Matthew White earlier in the race. Then, of course, he fell back into the clutches of Braden Hunsaker, then pulled away that one time, then fell back again, and is beginning to pull away once more. 18 laps to go here from Lime Rock Park. There is Braden Hunsaker, has Ashton Miller on his bumper. Still, this battle for 5th place is continuing to rage on. Look back here for a second. It's a long way back to Hogan, about 25 seconds back from leaders. Then you got this whole battle still going on. Payson Lindsay currently running in 9th. Christian Herklots currently running in 10th. Ortega is on the lap down, so is Calero. They took tires. Oh, Lindsay is in the grass. Down the front straightaway. Herklots ahead of him. Keeps it on the racetrack. Lindsay has damage. It's been kind of a struggle for the driver of the 99. Currently runs 10th. Fresh tires on Ortega. Oh! Lindsay's going to go around. Into the grass he goes. Let's see if he can get it fired up again. If he can, we will obviously not have a caution flag. And he gets it fired up again. Brady Van Camp barely gets through all of that. But Pace and Lindsay going to fall back to 12th. Van Camp, though, still not out of danger as Lindsay's going to go through the grass, trying to go side by side with him. Your leader, Matthew White, just realized, catching up to all of this chaos, he does not want to get involved in this, trying to put these cars a lap down. He'll try to go down to the inside of Lindsay, but he's getting caught up behind the 99. He's there to the inside. Oh, Ortega going to go. Oh, as they make contact, Lindsay going to hit Ortega here. Ortega pulled off the track, and now Lindsay is jumping over the curbs, and he's in front of second place Cameron Chandler. This is getting really dangerous in front of your leaders. There is the 77 of Hunsicker as well. Watch Matthew White. He's trying to get around Brady Van Camp to put him a lap down, his actual team owner, and he will do that very nicely. A little bit of a scare there for a second. Third and fourth.
Just a little bit. Let's see. Ashton all over Hunsicker. Battle for third.
They will now get around the lap car of Pace on Lindsay. That really got intense for a minute. As here is Miller, all of the back bumper of the driver of the 77. Battle for P3 currently here in Lime Rock with 16 laps to go. Been caution-free all day long so far. Starting to come into the later stages of this race over halfway. Front stretch they go yet again. We got a truck hitting that as Pace and Lindsay coming down to pit road. Probably to retire that truck. He has got big damage on the 99.
I've been watching the lap times the last couple laps. Cameron Chandler's been running almost half a second better than Matthew White.
I mean, yeah, after that whole lap car incident where Matthew kind of got stuck behind him for a little bit, it looked like Cameron Chandler was the one that was able to keep his tires clean, but he's still got a lap track here from Brady Van Camp. And he's still got about 3.8 seconds to make up. Can he do it? He won the iCar race last night, like we mentioned multiple times tonight. Battle for third still raging on between Braden Hunsicker and Ashton Miller.
I think all Miller needs is a caution. I think Miller can honestly win it. He just needs that one caution. Probably not going to get it.
Yeah, it's been pretty strung out so far here tonight at Lime Rock Park. Of course, the big opportunity for a caution flag was going to be lap number 1. Oh, as we got a truck off the track, that's Brady Van Camp.
Oh, Miller to the inside.
Battle for third. Both of them sliding around door to door here for P3. Miller back around the outside. He's on the bumper of Hunsicker. Still going to have to settle for third currently. When will he start getting impatient? He's to his bumper once more. He puts the bumper to the back of the 77. Hunsicker is loose. Where is Miller going to make his move? Hunsicker slides. The back end of that 77 looking like he's coming out even more than Ashton Miller. Downhill they go yet again to the final corner, coming to 13 to go.
Oh, we got a right.
Oh, it's Jacob Calero around in 33. We'll hopefully see him get it fired up again.
I saw a leader go through there.
Calero still sitting on the race, or on the, not on the racetrack, kind of off track, but we'll keep the green for now, obviously, as Matthew White was put Maddox Beard a lap down. Chandler now currently about 3.8 seconds back. Here is Ashton Miller still on the back bumper of Braden Hunsicker. This battle has been raging on lap after lap. He's there, still can't pull the inside.
Oh, God. Side was all the way down the straight.
Check on Calero. He is now back down pit road. Will stay green. 4 seconds. The gap for the lead as Matthew White has begun to gap Cameron Chandler once again. Big send to the inside for Ashton Miller. Braden saw it coming. He made the aggressive block to the inside lane. Miller was able to slide that thing almost around, able to save it, and will still be on the bumper for Hunsicker for third. Miller has to be getting frustrated at this point. A big slide though for Hunsicker. Miller to his inside. He's there, still cannot get there. My goodness, he's been so close so many times, but lap after lap, Miller cannot get around Braden Hunsicker for P3.
I think he's gonna have a shot going into turn 1. I feel like that's the strongest section of the turn.
Yeah, but last time around, Braden did. Oh, he's through the grass. Ashton Miller through the grass. He doesn't even lose that much time. He'll be making a big send to the inside. Can't get there in time. Hunsicker still able to hold on for third. This has been a great battle raging on over the last 10 or so laps. Miller still fighting to the back bumper of Braden Hunsicker, but when will those tires begin to go away? This may, I think they're starting to go away for the driver, then 79, Ashton Miller. Hits the curb, starting to make more and more mistakes, but Hunsicker again is starting to slide around. This thing is not over, is now 5.4 seconds to lead for Matthew White. He's gained a lot of this last lap or so. Putting on an absolute clinic with 10 to go. Now trying the outside lane. Here comes Miller. Surprises Hunsicker. Looks like it's not going to work, though. 10 laps to go in Lime Rock.
I think if Ashton wanted a shot at this win, he had to ship Hunsicker a long time ago. Those two, the top two, just checked out.
Yeah, I mean, even at this point, Chandler about 3 seconds clear of these drivers, third and fourth. Chandler, of course, runs second, then he's a whole 5 seconds back on Matthew White. Miller once again makes a mistake, goes wide. Time starting to run out for Ashton Miller. Another big slide out of the 27.
And all of this can change with just one simple caution.
Could happen, but it's going to definitely take a lot. There's going to have to be like 3 trucks sitting in the middle of the racetrack not moving for there to be a caution flag at this point.
Yeah, and everybody's so stressed out.
I mean, you never know. These two currently running third and fourth. They could get into it. They could start to get aggressive. We'll see what they can do. Oh, big bubble out of Hunsicker. He's loose. Miller's got a run on him. Wasn't close enough to take advantage of it, but he does close up as they go uphill once again.
Be there going down the hill, I believe, if he can get the bite off the corner.
What will he throw into turn number 1 for Ashton Miller? Big send into the final corner. Once again, needs a good run down the front straightaway. Has a bit of a bobble, but he's got momentum. Tries to get a toe out of the driver of the 77. Looking through for a send down into turn number 1. He's actually going to keep it clean. Will not send it whatsoever. 8 to go.
For catching lap cars, this might help Miller right here.
Maddox Beard in the 7, the first one to catch. Then you got the 8 of Chandler, who is still in the lead lap, of course. Currently running in second. Where is he going to make his move? The only real passing opportunity I've seen for him that he's actually tried to take advantage of is maybe turn number 1. But he's got to be closer to his bumper.
I feel like he's going to have to get him going into turn 1. It's the inside.
Braden got loose. We'll see what Miller can do. 7 to go. Here he is, looking for a lunge down to the inside. And Hunsicker's going to... Oh, he's going to get loose. Sideways. He bobbles. Miller's there.
To the inside.
For third place, Hunsicker slides around there door-to-door, nearly making contact, still side by side. Through the S's to go yet again. Contact nearly made. Miller's got to run. He will clear. Braden Hunsicker, but Hunsicker looking for a crossover. Crossover move, back to the inside for Braden.
Gonna be a drag race going up the sketchy hill. You get loose going up that hill.
How? Oh, as
He's
Miller
almost
goes
in the
wide
barrier.
into the tire barriers, but Hunsaker's still loose. What a battle for third place in Lime Rock. As they continue to beat and bang, Matthew White comes to 6 to go, this time by, and they are about 10 seconds back of the leaders, so this is just purely a battle for third place. Final spot on the podium. Ashton Miller still putting pressure on Braden Hunsaker. These two have been going at it all day long. Still, somehow, Miller currently running fourth. Time is not out just yet for him. Maddox Beard, lap down car. We'll look at the next lap car. It doesn't come up for a long time. There is the 66 of Perklots. I don't even know if they're going to get there. Hunsaker, or I should say Chandler might, but here we go. Miller, he's there. He's almost looking to the inside. A big sense probably going to be coming now. He's going to get all the way blocked to the grass. Back to the outside, though. 5 to go. Oh, big slide out of Hunsaker. Miller's going to be there. They're door-to-door once again through the S's. Side by side, both of them sliding around on old tires. Lock. Oh, contact! Don't look now, but Bryce Benton starting to reel him in. Miller trying to get clear of Hunsaker. He pushes him out wide. More contact being made. Miller through the grass.
Is Miller going to repay the favor and put him back in the barrier?
Yes, he almost does it. And he's finally clear of Hunsaker. He slides. Here comes Benton to the inside of the lap car. Maddox Beard, his teammate, going to get in the way. Finally, Ashton Miller to third.
It's too late.
I mean, yeah, I don't even think he's going to be able to get even close for second place. He's about 7 or so seconds back on Cameron Chandler. Back into turn number 1 they go yet again. Hunsaker's got to watch out because Bryce Benton is starting to reel him in for fourth. A race that has seen no caution flag so far, with 4 laps to go for Matthew White.
After he got around him, even probably burning his tires and just running away from Braden right there.
Yeah, Miller definitely a lot quicker than the driver of the 77. But the last I would say maybe 30 or so laps, but it was just so hard to get around him, and finally did it. But he's way checked out back of the top 2. 3 to go. Currently running in second. There's Cameron Chandler, currently with the lead over 5 seconds. The gap for the race lead is Matthew White, just trying to bring it home. For some traffic, he's got 2 lap cars, Ortega and Lindsay. Don't know if he's going to catch them or not. I mean, but yeah, we got to talk about how long they've been running here. Of course, they've been running the same race. They've been running on the same set of tires all race long. These drivers' arms have to be screaming as well. These tires are definitely on fire as well.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Oh, as Hunsaker's going to go wide. Here comes Benton for fourth place. To the inside goes the 9. Battle for third. Hunsaker goes almost going to go around.
Oh, he's sideways.
Braden Hunsaker spins. He's in the middle of the racetrack. Matthew White, his teammate, doesn't want to see that, but he gets back going once again. Obviously, not going to see a caution flag for that. That could have been bad, though, if somebody was right in his path. Luckily, nobody really was. But it's Bryce Benton now to fourth place. There is your leader, Matthew White, looking to take the white flag this time by, as Chandler has just gotten around a lap. The 66, there is third place Miller, fourth place now Benton, fifth place still currently as Cherry makes his way to the inside of Hogan here. That's a battle for sixth place going on. Matthew White coming to take the white flag this time by. Final lap for the driver of the 99.
All you gotta do is bring it home. He could He can almost coast the second half of the track.
Has about a 5.7-second lead over the iCar winner, Cameron Chandler. Matthew White, what a race, what a clinic he's put on tonight. Unbelievable job by the driver of the 99 Ford F-150. He's led every single lap so far, from start to finish, hasn't given up the lead one time after starting on pole position. Final time up the hill he goes. Looking for some momentum heading into the Cup Series race tomorrow night in Gateway.
And he's going to be one of the favorites. He's
Yes.
good everywhere.
As he looks for his third win in the Cup Series this season, he'll come to the checkered flag. Matthew White's going to win in Lime Rock Park for the Truck Series. Second place is going to be Cameron Chandler, coming home P2. To the line he goes. Third is going to be Ashton Miller after battling hard for that third position. Fourth, Bryce Benton, coming home in fifth place here is the 77. Cheery's gotten around Hogan. He's currently running in sixth. To the checkered flag goes the 77 of Braden Unsinger to come home in P5 after kind of a disappointing end to the race after starting in second. Cheery just trying to bring it home back there as well. So is Hogan. Final corner for Richard Cheery. He will come to the line. To the checkered flag he goes. To take home sixth. Hogan will finish in seventh, and the final car on the lap, Baron Cohen Jr., comes home P8. What a race in Lime Rock Park. Matthew White gonna go to victory lane. And the should as well give him the points lead as he will burn it down the front stretch at Lime Rock. Caution-free race. And the driver of the 99, Matthew White, led every single lap tonight. That has got to be, that has got to be one of the quickest official non-lobbies NASCAR iRacing FedEx League races of all time. I believe it was only maybe 35 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Somewhere around there. That's probably the fastest.
I mean, we mentioned it with no caution flags tonight. It was going to be a very, very quick race, and it was. No yellow flags. Lap times down in the 53-second ranges for this entire race. Matthew White dominates Lime Rock. And what an impressive burnout around here. He's such
like
a great
SVG out there.
I know, he's such a great road course racer. And gonna bring him on great momentum as he looks to search for his third Cup win of season number 4 tomorrow night in Gateway. The only driver with multiple wins so far this Cup Series season.
Yeah, but hopefully ETR and Johnson Motorsports finds their first win of the season before he finds his third.
I mean, they've been really close as of late. ETR had 2 second-place finishes in a row in Atlanta and Bristol, and then they finished 4th with Trenton Wilkin at Darlington. Matthew
But
White.
you gotta know, Matthew White, Cameron Chandler, always a favorite when they're in the lobby.
Yeah, Cameron Chandler, or I should say Matthew White, of course, the all-time wins leader in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series, looking for career win number 17 tomorrow night. And he
only
will win.
What, 4 seasons?
Yep, your Season 1 Cup Series champion has made it to every single championship for probably, I would say, overall, the greatest driver of all time so far in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. Aiden Donahue last week just tied for second all-time in the wins with Aiden Walker, with 11 career wins after his win in the Southern 500. All right, that'll do it in Lime Rock. We will be heading to interviews. So, Landon, do you want to help with interviews? You don't have to, but if you want to, you can.
I might just stay in there.
All right. As we welcome you live to the post-race show from Lime Rock Park here in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series.
We gotta be like Amazon Prime, have an hour-long post-race show.
I don't know about that for the Truck Series. I mean, maybe the Cup Series, but yeah, Prime, of course, done a really great job with that this season. Just give us one quick second. All right. Post-race interviews coming up. First one going to be your winner, Matthew White. So you'll probably also take the points lead from this. Matthew White, absolutely dominating victory for you guys here tonight. You led every single lap so far. You're able to manage the gap with Cameron Chandler to come home with a 6.5 second win. Just take me through how it was dominating here in Lime Rock.
Yeah, well, track position was really important. I knew starting on the pole or up there, like first 2 rows was important. You didn't want to lose the lead or a lot of time to the leader early. If you did, it would be hard to get it back. I know Cam was really fast here too, so I feel like if I lost the lead to him, it would be hard to get it back. I mean, in iCar, I couldn't. So, track position was really important. And then once I had it, I got the pole, and then I just focused on managing my rear tires throughout the race, which I think helped out. I was able to keep the car under control and limit mistakes, which was good.
So, of course, it's a max points day for you guys as well. You won the pole, you got 0x as well, and then you win the race. So, great momentum heading into the Cup Series race tomorrow night. You enter as your points leader. What's going to be your thoughts heading into St. Louis for your trying to take home your 3rd Cup win of season 4?
Well, yeah, St. Louis is a really interesting track, so you just need to make sure to hit the apexes and save your tires, because I know that turn 3 and 4 is going to be really important for the right front. So tomorrow I just need to make sure to save the tires and obviously have track position. That's going to be important. And yeah, that will be kind of the key. And if I do that, I should be in a good spot.
All right, Matthew. Well, nice job on the dominating victory here tonight. You should also take the lead of the 5-race challenge for the Truck Series with Charlotte coming up in a couple of weeks' time, and we will see you tomorrow night in the Cup Series race from St. Louis. Coming up next, second place will be Cameron Chandler. Cameron Chandler, it's P2 here tonight from Lime Rock Park. So ultimately, you kind of ran second to Matthew White all day long. You ran him down at one point, but ultimately ended up pulling back away from you. You think you started 3rd. You're able to pass Hunsaker pretty early in the race. Just you ran second for the most part after winning the iCar race last night. Just take me through what it was like managing track position and what more you needed there at the end.
Yeah, we had a really fast car, especially at the beginning of that run. But just burned up the tires trying to catch up to Matthew, and then kept making mistakes. And yeah, just unfortunate for we couldn't come away with the win this time. But happy with the speed we had all race, and glad we got second.
All right, so of course you just took P2 in the Cup Series point standings last week at Darlington. So you're second place to Matthew White. You gained some more points than him as well. What's going to be your plan heading into next week, a brand new track on the Cup Series calendar, Gateway, to try to come closer to be battling for that regular season championship?
I mean, Gateway is just a awful track, should be demolished, honestly. So, especially if this new package we have, a lot more dirty air, it's gonna be pretty tough to pass people, even just be behind people. So, yeah, we're gonna hope we can qualify well. Qualifying's gonna mean a lot more now with the new dirty air package, and hopefully we make no mistakes and can stay up there and hopefully win.
All right, nice job here on the second place finish from Lime Rock, and we will see you tomorrow night in the Cup Series.
Nice try.
Wow. Okay, coming up next, finishing in 3rd place is Ashton Miller. Ashton Miller, such a hard-fought 3rd place finish for you guys. You're behind Braden Hunsaker for about maybe 30 laps, though. You finally were able to get around him. So what was it like battling there for 3rd, knowing you had the faster trucks, just could not find a way around him until the later stages of the race?
I mean, honestly, I could give a damn about where I finished, dude. That was one of the most amazing battles I've had, and I'm just glad I didn't choke it at the end. But at the same time, that was just an amazing battle with Braden. It sucked that we couldn't catch up to Cam, but I mean, we got a top 3. I'm hoping that gives us good in points, but I mean, I could care less, man. I was more into the battle than any position on the track, really.
You entered this race 4th in the standings. I believe you may enter. You're going to exit I think you're going to exit 2nd in points. So still in contention for the Truck Series Championship. We'll go to Charlotte here coming up in a couple of weeks with that 4-week action with iCar, Trucks, Xfinity, and the Charlotte 600. So that's a big weekend coming up in a few weeks' time. What do you guys think you can do in Charlotte here in the Truck Series?
I think Charlotte hasn't always been my best track, so I think we're just gonna try to just coast it out there and hopefully just try to get a good run there. But I mean, I think this is like the best day we could have had for me personally. But yeah, that was really fun battle with Braden there.
All right, Ashton. Well, nice job coming home with a podium position in third place here tonight at Lime Rock, and we will see you in the Cup Series race from Gateway tomorrow night.
Yeah, thank you.
Coming up next, going to be fourth place finisher Bryce Benton. Bryce Benton, kind of a quiet night for you guys. You kind of ran maybe fifth to sixth all day long, battling with Cherry there for a while. You're able to take home P4 there at the end of the race with Braden Hunsaker going around. So just take me through some of the highlights and kind of how the handling of your truck was.
Yeah, it was overall really exhausting. Yeah, it was. I was just really trying to manage the tires for the first maybe half of the race, and but then I ended up making a mistake in a turn one, and I went off into the grass, which is how Cheer got around me. Then I was able to get around him, and I pretty much was just setting my sights up trying to catch Ashton and Braden, which I was eventually able to do by the end of the race, which I was really surprised by, but they were also battling, so it helped in my favor. But yeah, also it was a good pass on Braden there, just capitalize on his mistakes, and I think that's what we did pretty well today, just trying to capitalize on other people's mistakes to try to stay consistent ourselves.
So, of course, the Cup Series heads to Gateway tomorrow night in St. Louis. It's a brand new track on the Cup Series calendar. You enter this race third in the point standings after losing second place after kind of a bad run for you guys in the Southern 500. What's going to be your plan to try to rebound to get into top form once again tomorrow night in Gateway?
Yeah, well, we're just gonna try to just find speed there, and obviously gonna practice a lot for that, so I can try to be competitive there, maybe try to go for a win. But yeah, I feel like tomorrow I think we can be pretty good. But again, I don't really know because I haven't done next gen gateway a lot, so that'll be interesting to see how we do there. But yeah, just kind of going into the unknown tomorrow.
All right, Bryce. Well, still nice job coming home with a top 5 finish after gaining spots late in the race here at Lime Rock, and we will see you tomorrow night in the Cup race at St. Louis.
Yep.
Coming up next will be Richard Cherry. Richard Cherry, you guys will come home in sixth. You battled with Hogan there at the end of the race. Ultimately, looked like you really didn't have the speed to battle up front there. Just take me through some of the handling of your race car and how important track position was tonight.
I mean, I was just way too loose, so that's a good issue from me. Didn't have pace tonight. Try to pay to get a caution and try to entertain myself a little bit, because I had no pace, so I was fighting. Maybe I was fighting Bryce, but even then we were really close, so we're not even like passing or battling and stuff. So try to pay to make the race entertaining for myself, and I mean it made it more entertaining than in the first half. So was pretty interesting, to be honest. Congratulations to Matthew for the win.
So you get decent points here with a 6th place finish. Do you think you're going to be able to battle for maybe the Truck Series Championship? We head to Charlotte next week, and then Lucas Oil Raceway, Indianapolis Raceway Park, and then we head to Talladega with these 3 races remaining.
I mean, the only way I can buy IRP is I sell my kidneys, and even then, I mean, I'm not gonna buy it. So I'm not focused on the championship. I'm just focused to try to race and try to maybe win, even though that's maybe unlikely. But I'm gonna try and see.
All right, Richard. Well, nice job still on the run here tonight, and we will see you in Chicagoland next week for the Xfinity Series.
Maybe not. Thank you.
Coming up next will be Baron Cohen Jr. He comes home with an 8th place finish. Baron Cohen Jr., overall a solid day for you guys on the road. You guys entered, I think, 3rd in the points, and it's an 8th place points day, so still not bad. I think you're going to maybe find yourself somewhere inside of the top 6 in the point standing. So you had John Butler, of course, your Cup Series driver. You're, of course, the spotter for him in the Cup Series. He was spotting for you tonight. How is that whole situation going on with you guys? Was it weird working with your driver as your spotter?
I agree. More, it was very weird because you think a guy that drives in one of the top series here in FedEx would actually have some good information for a spotter while spotting, but he's a little bit of a nothing burger, if I say so myself. He'd say maybe sometimes outside. He was confusing outside with inside this race. I was like, just say left or right. But he wasn't listening. I was like, screwing on with you. But other than that, still got some work to do. But good driver in the Cup Series, if I say so myself. I mean, spot for him, but I digress.
All right, so of course, are we going to see you in the remaining races for the Triple Truck Trophy this season? It's been pretty fun seeing you on track, and then been pretty cool to see the whole spotter driver switch. We got Charlotte coming up in a few weeks, then we got Indianapolis Raceway Park, and then we hit the Talladega.
Oh, trust me, you'll never see me again. I found this truck series just to be like a good way just to wind down, experience the Cup Series roster just in a different car and stuff. See what they got compared to my skills. But it's been going really good. I have some fun. You may want to check the incidents this race. I saw a couple of intentional wrecks, but other than that, it was a pretty good race.
All right, Baron, well, nice job coming home with an 8th place finish here tonight at Lime Rock Park, and we'll see you, I guess, in Charlotte in a few weeks for the Truck Series race there.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, hey, Lando, when do you get here?
Been here all day.
All right, as we come home to two more interviews here tonight. Next up is going to be Christian Herklotz, which actually just came out. Go over that real quick. Matthew Wood, of course, takes the points lead. Ashton Miller second. Baron Cohen Jr. currently third. Ryan Davis, Bryce Benson fourth, fifth. Beard currently sixth. Cameron Chandler currently in seventh. Clausen, Hunsicker, Tomlin your top 10 in points.
Me in 15th, basically dead last.
I mean, you still have 9 points. It's definitely could have been worse. You're ahead of Cole Wilson.
That's not saying much.
All right, coming up next is going to be Christian Herklotz. Christian Herklotz, you took advantage of some of the chaos there. You finished a lap down, but still in the top 10, P9 here at Lime Rock Park. The points standings just came out. You're currently 11th place in the points, just outside of the top 10 here at Lime Rock Park. Just take me through some of your thoughts here tonight.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent night for the number 66 truck. It was chaos for those first about 30 laps until everything kind of evened out. There was a lot of people going in the grass where I was at. It was a pretty good battle otherwise. Yeah, I like the combo of the trucks at Lime Rock, and I'm happy for what I did tonight, what I got to accomplish, and I hope to be back here next year or next season, I guess.
All right, so we're going into the Xfinity Series side of thing now. Of course, the Xfinity Series has a week off this week, but they head to Chicagoland in a week's time. You currently enter 19th in the standings, minus 22 to the cut line. So what's going to be your plan in the mile and a half at Chicagoland to try to gain some more points back?
Man, I just need stage points. I've just missed out on every stage. I've been very close. I was close at Atlanta, and then I decided to self spin, coming toward the stage finish. So I missed out on stage points. I was one spot out of me just getting stage points. So that was great. Yeah, I'm just looking for a solid run, keep the car clean. Try to stay away from everybody, honestly. And yeah, just looking for a solid evening there.
All right, Christian, well, nice job coming home with still a top 10 finish here at Lime Rock Park, and we'll see you next week in the Xfinity race from Chicagoland. Final interview of the night going to be Pace and Lindsay. Pace and Lindsay, rough night for you guys. It's ultimately going to be, I think, and finish 8 laps down. You had damage there. You were pretty much kind of off the pace all night long. Just take me through some of the struggles for you guys tonight.
Yeah, just didn't really have speed off the corners, and then just got involved in a wreck and had to repair the damage. Still finished with a ton of damage, just couldn't get it all repaired. I think it was like 11 minutes, so we just kind of limped it home. I think we could have got like P8, P9 there, but just didn't really have the speed off the exits of the corners, so still had a decent day, learning for the road courses coming up in the Cup Series.
Of course, talking about the Cup Series, they head to St. Louis tomorrow night. You enter 6th in points. What's going to be your plan to try to manage that gap, plus 33 to the cut line?
Yeah, just try to flip the stages. If we get a caution like right at the stage, which we have in a few races this year, we just come in for an early pit stop, or not an early pit stop. We stay out at the caution and just try and get some stage points. Because Stage points are the #1 thing that we've been struggling on, so we just need to find those.
All right, Payson. Well, still a nice job on the run here tonight. Sorry, kind of ended in kind of a bad way for you guys, but we will see you tomorrow night in St. Louis.
Yeah, thank you.
And that will do it here tonight for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Truck Series from Lime Rock Park. So, Landon, a pretty good night. No caution flags, but do you have any final thoughts from this truck race on the road here today?
Well, no, not really.
All right. Well, of course, thank you for joining me in the booth. And we will be on track, of course, tomorrow night for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series, season number 4, the 8th race of the season from Gateway Motorsports Park in St. Louis. So that'll do it here for tonight. We hope you enjoyed. On behalf of all officials, team owners, commentators, drivers, everybody involved in making this league what it is, we will see you tomorrow night in the Cup Series in Gateway. Good night from Lime Rock Park.